Hey guys, welcome to this week's Friday Focus. We're going to do a quick overview of titration problems. So one of the most difficult parts of titration problems is just the amount of information you have to hold on to. So I'm just going to do a quick kind of overview of a general titration problem. We're not actually going to calculate anything, but just a reminder of how to solve for these. So for titration problems, I always recommend to draw a picture. So this is what a titration is going to look like. It's going to be an acid reacts with a base, and it will produce some sort of water and an ionic compound. During a titration problem, we will know the concentration of either the acid or the base, and whichever one we know the concentration of, we're trying to solve for concentration of the other one. So we'll have a known value where we know the concentration. We'll have an unknown value where we don't know the concentration. So the picture that we draw, we've got our burette, and then we've got some sort of flask. In the burette is going to go whatever we know the concentration. So this is going to be our known. Why is it our known? Because we'll know concentration, and we'll also know the volume, how much we put in. Our unknown is going to go down here. And it is our unknown because we do not know the concentration. That's what we're trying to solve for. But we will know one piece of information. We'll know how much we put in there. So we may not know what the concentration is, but we will know how much of that liquid we put into our beaker at the bottom. So we'll at least know the volume. The mantra to solve these titration problems is as follows. The mantra is molarity, moles, molarity. And as we work down this mantra, we're also going to work down our picture. So when we start with molarity, we're starting up here at the top of our picture with our known value. Okay. So let's do that. So step 1, molarity. What formula do you suspect I'm going to use here? Yeah, the molarity formula. So molarity is moles over liter, or moles per volume. Okay. In this case, we know the concentration of our known, so we're going to know the molarity. That's going to be something that we have. We're going to know how much of that we use during our titration. So we open it up, we close it, we open it up, we close it till it changes color. So we'll know the volume. And in this case, we'll be solving for this variable at the top. We'll be solving for the number of moles. So how many moles of our unknown? Step 2, molarity moles. Step 2 is going to be moles. In this step is where we make our jump from known to unknown. So in this step, we're going to use the balanced chemical equation to get from moles of our known to moles of our unknown. So here we'll start with moles. I'm going to put K for known. Following our units, moles of known on the bottom, moles of unknown. I'm going to put U for unknown on the top. So where do we get the values to calculate? Well, this moles of known is going to come from the first step. So we put that value here in our train track. Over here is that mole to mole ratio that we've been doing in the stoichiometry chapter. So the values that go into this ratio are going to be the coefficients from the balanced chemical equation. So once we have our numbers in here, we'll see moles of known cancel. And then what we end up solving for is moles of our unknown. Okay, so how we get from the top of the picture to the bottom of the picture. Step 3, we're going to go back to molarity. So molarity, moles, molarity. And this time we're at the bottom of our picture. So we're going to use that same molarity equation, but now we're going to plug in information for our unknown down here at the bottom. So what pieces of information will we have? So we know the volume. We know how much of our unknown we put into that flask. We will also know the number of moles. That's what we solved for in the previous step. So that goes here. And having those two pieces of information, we solve for the molarity of our unknown, and that's the whole purpose of this exercise, is to determine. So this is what we solve for. So to solve these molarity equations, we're going to draw a picture. As we work down our picture, we're going to work through our 3-step mantra: molarity, moles, molarity. And if you can adhere to this, you'll get all of these problems correct. I hope you guys found this helpful.